Hi everyone, it is the tiniest of Logans and we are back with another rush kit video for you, and today we're going to be taking a look at the ROG Maximus 11 Hero. That's it, Maximus 11 Hero. It's Z390. One thing I will say is right from the start is if you found this video, please click subscribe and like and all that sort of stuff. But we also have the Strix Z390E on rush kit. And on OC3D, there is the ROG Formula, there is the Gene, the Extreme, and the Z390i, which is the ITX board. If you would like to go and take a look at all of those as well, there's loads of videos all going live on the same time because of the NDA being lifted. Preview NDA, that is. Anyway, Maximus 11 Hero. I'm only allowed to show you the aesthetics of the board. The full reviews will be coming later, but I thought it would be nice for us to have a good look together. Now, I am going to keep the board to show you separately, but you get a sticker pack, and this is basically, all of these are so you can put around your cables. These are so you can put them around your fans and they spin. You've got loads of other stuff to either ruin your case with or stick around your room, or like, I don't know, go and stick them in your sister's bedroom or something like that. You can do stuff to annoy them. You get a coaster, you get a 20% off voucher for cable mod, then you get your driver CD, which also has a little badge in there as well. Your manual, thank you for purchasing your ROG product. There you go, so you get a thing that always got stuff on the back. I don't know what you do with that afterwards. Anyway, underneath, what goodies do we have? Now, I've already opened all of these. So this is your antenna for your Wi-Fi, and you've got a couple of gold-plated connectors on the end. You get 4 SATA cables. That is your stand for your antenna. It's a shame they're not magnetic anymore. An SLI bridge. You also get 2 RGB extension cables. One is 3-pin. That is your RGB addressable. One is 4-pin. That's your normal RGB. And then beside that in the box, you get a little thing to be able to put your front panel cables on from your case to make things a little bit easier. And that's pretty much it. And quickly on to the main event, and that is obviously the board, and this is why you're here. So we're going to have, you can pause now to have a look around the case, it's the board itself, but I'm going to give you some up close looks at what's going on. So top left hand corner, we have an 8-pin and a 4-pin power supply. Along the top, you've got the AIO pump header. Then you've got the CPU optional header. Then you've got the CPU fan header. Then you have a 4-pin RGB header. And then you have a 3-pin addressable RGB header. PCI readout so you can see what state your CPU, your rig's in as it's posting. Start button, reset button. Moving down, you have the 24-pin USB 3.1 external. Another fan header. I think, yeah, that's saying that that's a high amp fan header as well. 6 SATA down the side. Then you have chassis fan 2, and that is a water pump header there. The water pump header will run at full speed, by the way, so that's a nice trick for you. Then you've got another fan header down here. If you have a look, that's that one at the bottom. Front panel connectors here. This is a water cooling one, so you've got 2 thermal sensors there, which you can put out for like an in and an out of a block, and that is a water flow tracking thing. So it comes up on all the software, so you can track what your water pump RPM is. Further down here, 2 USB internals, lovely. The USB 2s, we always need more. Asus Node is there. One thing I will say about the Asus Node is you're going to be seeing a lot more about this, and I'm just waiting for more stuff to come in that's going to utilize it. USB 3, retry button, great with the overclocks, rather than having to reset and then go through all the Windows malarkey where it can say, oh, your overclock failed and stuff like that. You can smash the reset button and then that will work fine. You then got the Memo K button. You've got another 4-pin and 3-pin RGB down the bottom. Plenty of the Japanese audio capacitors down the side for the Supreme FX. Something I did like about these boards as well is, I'm going to zoom you in so you can see better. You can see that it's marked, so it tells you that that PCI Express is for the CPU and goes to the CPU, so does that one. What that then tells us is that that one, and the one at the bottom all goes into the chipset. Something that was even better is if you have a look, it shows you which of the DIMM slots are the primary ones. because a lot of people seem to think it's that one and that one, but it's the second and the fourth. So it's B and D, or 2. You can see A2 and B2. They're actually the primary ones. While we're up here though, we can see the heat sinks for the VRMs, and you can see the chokes and the capacitors there. You can also see that there's a bit of hangover with the I/O shield at the back, but we'll see if that makes a difference of temperatures later on. There's quite a lot of material going on with those VRM heat sinks, but the cutouts should help. Round the back, fixed I/O shield, which is nice. Something that we can see is they've marked the Gen 2 PCR USBs. So you've got the normal one up here, Gen 2 down here, USB 2 there. You can see that we've got a BIOS flashback and BIOS key. You do get a PS2 connector, and you've got HDMI and DisplayPort. Now I'm not allowed to show you the board actually powered up with the CPU in, but I do still have my ways to be able to show you the lighting. So the chipset heatsink has a nice RGB. You can see it's all addressable because it's all fading. Up on the top left hand side corner, the I/O shield has some very faint, I think if you had a bright case this might get lost, but don't forget, if you don't like this, you can obviously turn them off. And the other thing that I quite liked was the start button was just white rather than red. It is white. You can see it when I get it in the dark, because it's obviously daylight outside. You can also see you get a little bit of light bleed across the top. Something that is quite cool that we've seen on GPUs in the past, you can see that we've got a red light on up here, and that's because the 8-pin's not connected and there's no power going to it. So that, like I said, that's something we would have been used to with the GPUs, and they're now moving it into motherboards. But anyway, there we have our first look. Full reviews are going to be going live on the 19th. One thing that you can do, like I've already said, is go and have a look on the main OC 3D TV and website for the Formula, the ITX board, the Gene, and I've also got the Maximus Extreme. So I've got a lot of products all going live on the same day, so make sure if you're interested you go to take a look. Thanks very much for watching. This has been the tiniest of Logans.